Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Angel. I just wanted to introduce myself before we get started talking about detoxing. So here we go. I'm going to share my screen here. All right, so today, everyday detox for hormonal balance. And all of us want hormonal balance, right? That's like something we can't wait to have. And these are things that we can do every day. But I need to tell you first off that I'm not a medical doctor nor a psychiatrist. The views of this workshop are my own. Do not make any changes, medications, or supplements. I am a doctor, but I'm not your doctor. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. So, who am I? I am Angel. I am a wife and a mom. I have been with you are when it comes to hormones. This is something I have dealt with and I'm still dealing with. So I'm definitely there to help you with all that. I'm a traditional naturopath for about 14 years now. And in that time, I've seen 7,000 clients. So I've seen everything you can possibly imagine. But my true passion is to help women with their health. And so today we're talking about detoxing, but I want you to think about habits and how consistency makes habits. Start with one and then gradually add in others. Okay. So I'm going to give you several options today of things that we need to do every day to keep that detox where it needs to be. But don't add them in all at once. Pick one. Get that entrenched into your life as a habit and then start on another one. This is not something that you have to do all the time. It's something you want to do consistently, one good thing, right? You don't have to do all the things inconsistently. So just keep that in mind. So, one of the first things you can do is clean up your diet. You don't need these complex restrictive detox diets or these juice cleanse. Biggest thing you can do is avoid sugar and foods that are processed. I mean, that's really pretty simple. So, you're looking for organic fruits and vegetables, grass fed meats, wild caught fish, things that our ancestors would have eaten. When it comes to organic vegetables and fruit, think about if you eat the skin or not. If you eat the skin, you probably want to get it organic. If you don't eat the skin, you may be able to get away with it. Now, there are lists that you can go to on ewg.org that talk about different 30 dozens and things like that on foods. But for me, it's just easier to kind of think of if I'm eating the skin or not. Now, you also want to take care of your microbiome. Make sure maybe you're taking a probiotic or eating probiotic foods like sauerkraut, things like that. And you want to drink plenty of pure filtered water. That's so important. Our bodies are mostly made up of water. It's the most important thing we have in our body. So we need to definitely keep that in. When we're talking about detoxing our home, so it's a common misconception that product ingredients must be proven safe before, they're allowed in the market. And that is unfortunately just not true. There are only about 30 products that have been considered toxic in the United States. For context, in Canada, they've banned or restricted about 600 ingredients. And in the European Union, they've banned over 1,400. So that's compared to our 30. So unfortunately, we are not being protected like we'd like to. So we have to protect ourselves. And a lot of these additives are endocrine disruptors, carcinogens, and they can cause a lot of problems. So these toxins are in your hair care, lotions, makeup, toothpaste, dish soap, clothing, dry cleaning, furniture, and even paint. So we have to really watch what's happening with these things. To mitigate these toxins, you want to start by taking all your personal care products and then go to this website, ewg.org, and you can look them up in it. You can actually scan them and it's really easy because it's like in a red, yellow, or green type thing. So you'll know where you're at. A good rule of thumb is when you're doing any of this, when you're getting rid of personal care, cleaning products, anything like that, when you're done with them, go ahead and just replace with the new. That way you're not spending tons of money all at once. You're just kind of replacing things as they come along. But you definitely want to replace things without that have scent. So anything that has a scent in it, you definitely want to replace unless it's done with pure essential oils because those synthetic fragrances are real hormone disruptors. So you really want to be careful of that. You want to opt for the green cleaning products, right? And I say that organic, green, but if you can only do one thing, make sure you get unscented. That's really going to help tremendously. Also, air out all your new furniture, mattresses, dry cleaning in particular. Please take it out of those plastic bags, let it air out, preferably outside if you can, to get that off gassing off of there. When you get clothes, you get an order from Amazon, you got some clothes in there. Go ahead and wash those clothes to get some of that out. And also bedding as well. Bedding is really bad for that. So you want to make sure you get all those dyes and toxic flame retardants and things out as much as you can. Next thing you need to do for everyday detox, and this is something I want everybody to do, is make sure you're going to the bathroom at least once a day. If you're not going to the bathroom at least once a day, what happens is that nasty stuff stays inside of you and it leaks out from your intestines. So it's not getting out of you, it's going back in and causing even more problems. So constipation signifies that you're not eliminating waste. If you're not eliminating waste, we cannot get anything cleaned out. So number one, eliminate waste. And then you could also be having some dysregulation or imbalances in your gut microbiome that could be causing that constipation. So we may look at SIBO or something like that. So you want to have good bowel movements. If you don't, that is the first place to start. If you have any questions of that, get with me, but that is definitely the first place to start. Now, gut toxins, these are things that may or may not cause constipation, diarrhea, things like that, but you may have them and not even know it. Parasites and viruses can run rampant in the gut. They make detoxification challenging. They also, parasites and viruses can insert themselves into receptors for the hormones and cause problems as well. So you've got this parasite hanging out on a hormone receptor site, and the hormones can't do their job. So we really want to get rid of those. I do recommend you get tested for these parasites and viruses before you start trying to work them out. Too many parasite cleanses in particular can actually cause more harm to your gut. So an easy way to do that is through complete blood count. If you do a complete blood count and have someone like a functional doctor like me read this, they will be able to tell if you have parasites or viruses. It's called functional blood chemistry analysis. And this shows here, and that can show those underlying parasites or viruses that you need to get rid of that you may not even know that are happening. But this is an easy blood test. It's usually really inexpensive. And once you find that out, then we can go and say, okay, let's work on getting these parasites and viruses out. So you don't want to willy-nilly start working on a parasite cleanse unless you know for sure that you have parasites. Now we want to move our body. This is so important. Our bodies were meant to move. Daily movement helps us detoxify. It increases circulation. It moves that lymphatic fluid. It promotes perspiration. One of the ways our body gets rid of toxins is through sweat, right? So pee, poop, sweat, things like that. Increases our breath rate. Breath helps us move as well. It gets that lymph going. When we talk about moving the lymphatic fluid, our lymph doesn't move. Our lymph, by the way, is our garbage dump. And if it doesn't move, it doesn't move, then we're not getting rid of the garbage. And it doesn't move without us moving. So like jumping on a trampoline, walking, things like that help get that lymph moving, dry brushing. So definitely think about that. Also, we all know that walking or any kind of exercise helps improve digestion and bowel movements. And as we talked about earlier, we need to have that at least once a day. So move your body in order to get that digestion and bowel movement going. Also, it increases our endorphins. So the stress and anxiety are much better when we can move our body every day. I know that if I don't get my exercise in every day, I really notice it. Now, that's not to say every once in a while you can take a break. You can always take breaks. I definitely do that. And by the way, you could walk every day. So if you're someone who walks for your exercise, that is something you could do every day. Now, if you're someone who's struggling with adrenal issues, cortisol issues, we want to stay away from those heavier workouts. But walking, all of us can do, and that definitely helps us when we're detoxing. So the best exercise, though, is the one that you will stick to, okay? So if you're looking to optimize your routine to help you detoxify, the four most best ones to help you detoxify are walking, rebounding, or vibration. So rebounding, think about jumping up and top like a little trampoline. Vibrations, some gyms now, some people even have them in their home, have those shake plates. Those are actually really good for your lymph, and they help get things moving. So it's great for detoxification. Not necessarily as helping you get your heart rate up, but definitely helping detox. Yoga is an amazing detoxifier. And then swimming as well, because it works all those muscles without having to use gravity. But any exercise is going to be good as long as you're sweating, getting out there and doing it consistently. Now, mental emotional healing. Researchers have linked emotional stagnation, trauma, chronic stress, all are preventable. And they're not preventable, but we can prevent how we react to them. We can help get through that through therapy and things like that. So all these stressors that we all have, all these traumas that we all have, increase the likelihood of us developing chronic illnesses over time. And you've probably known people, something terrible happened to them and then they got sick. And we don't want that. We want to really try to work on that, but it's hard to keep all these things coming at us, right? So we have to constantly be working on our stress. If we do have more stress than normal, it can increase our gut permeability, promote IBD, which is inflammatory bowel disease. It also can proliferate the harmful bacteria known as H. pylori, which a lot of people know causes ulcers. So, stress ulcers equals ulcers. We've always heard that. That is true. So we have to be really careful. This is an area that I personally struggle with. I constantly working on my stress levels, trying to get them down because I feel it in my gut first. So this is something that a lot of us need to work on. So just keeping that mental, emotional healing going all the time. We're all had traumas. Some of us have had worse traumas than others, but we have to work through those and possibly get therapy in order to help that physical healing for us. Now, explore your connection to nature. This is something that's free that we can all do. There's something called negative ions that we get from nature. It's like when we go to the ocean, we feel so good, or we stand in the middle of a forest and we feel so good. It's literally negative ions that come at us that really help us heal. In Japan, they call it forest bathing. So anytime you can spend time in the sun, trees, water, it's really going to help that emotional healing, and it's going to help our physical healing as well too. So it's something we really want to think about. Now, hormones are complicated. So let me be your guide. I have a 6-month program called Hormone Heaven. The testing that we do is functional chemistry analysis, like we talked about earlier, and then hair tissue mineral analysis, which is included in the program. And this tells us what kind of minerals we have in our body and what kind of heavy metals could be hanging out. This is a really good spot where you learn. The hair tissue mineral analysis helps you learn what kind of toxins are in your body, like those heavy metals that we need to get out. So it's a really good first step of getting all that out. So phase 1, I help you boost your energy. In phase 2, we balance that blood sugar. Excuse me. In phase 3, we expel those toxins and get that gut where it needs to be. In phase 4, we're looking at those thyroids. And then phase 5, we're looking at the sex hormones. So it's a comprehensive plan to really change your lifestyle so that you can get your hormones under control. Now, it includes text coaching, hair tissue mineral analysis, a hormone heaven framework personalized to you, discounted supplements, and it just starts at less than $9 a day. So if you're interested in this or anything else, I would love for you to get in touch with me. Thank you for being with me today. My alternative health food store with alternative health with angel.com is my web address. And I'd love you to find me on Facebook and Instagram at Alt Health Angel or LinkedIn at Angel Hill DNM. I also have a free Facebook group, Hormone Heaven. It is private, so you do have to ask to get in, but I'll let everybody in. And if I give tons of free information on these sites, so I hope that you go listen to them and see what I have to say. I do remind you that these statements have not been evaluated by the FDA, and this is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. I would love for you to write me and let me know if you have any questions or what you would like to hear about next. Thanks so much for listening.